A gathering of various Government of Guam agencies planning for the sustainable use of government lands. Department of Land Management Director Joe Borja explaining what the 2023 Governor's Land Summit is all about.
A lot has changed in terms of land inventory, land use, land planning. So in conjunction with the Bureau of Statistics and Plans, directed by Lola Leon Guerrero and Matt Santos, the deputy director there, we decided that it seems like a fitting time to have the second Governor's Land Summit 20 years later.
From those in charge of development and infrastructure, ancestral lands and affordable housing, socio-economic planning to conservation, all participating to share information with one another. One of those participants, Department of Public Works Director Vince Areola.
Land is finite here in Guam. In terms of the routed roads, what you see is what you get. That's pretty much all we have. We're probably going to be able to expand some of the routed roads. On the village side, we've got plenty of room for additional roads from the easements that we already have. But on the routed roads, Marine Drive, Route 10, Route 8, Route 3, those are going to be the main roads for quite a long time.
He shares some of DPW's land inventory, like 166 linear miles of primary routed roads, 800 miles of secondary roads, over 60 bridges and culverts, and 88 ponding basins. Areola adding one of Public Works' biggest concerns that must be taken into consideration for future development is flooding and erosion.
We've seen the rains here in Guam causing huge amount of a lot of issues with regard to funding to flooding and erosion. So everyone's got to come together to figure out how to best plan for future growth, for sustainability, for protection, and things of that nature.
It's a sentiment that Guam Department of Agriculture, Forestry, and Soil Resources Chief Christine Camacho Ferrin shares. Her focus is on prioritizing which lands will be developed and which lands will remain in conservation.
The benefit of being at summits like this, land management, we have the key players on the decision makers as to what happens to our properties and our lands, both government and across the island. By doing that, we protect those resources for our community and the sustainability for self-resilience and opportunity for the island.
She gives an example with residential housing development at the wildfire-prone Cross Island Road.
If we're going to work on a piece of land that is slated for community housing, then we need to come together so that we can plan a healthy green space, a safe living space, and not put projects for forestry on a piece that's going to be cleared for development.
And once the two-day summit concludes, all the information gathered will be compiled into a report going to the governor's desk.
And then the governor will hopefully transmit information to the legislature in instances where it may need legislative action, legislative intervention on some of these land issues.
It's all to ensure government lands and our natural resources are utilized efficiently and sustainably. Matsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.